Hello. I would like to talk about my football manager save. Uh, I don't have anyone that I know that really plays this game, and so I haven't really been able to brag about it. But I think it's really cool. Um, it's 2035. I'm like 12 years into the game. It's FM 23 because I got that for free for the Epic deal a while ago. Anyways, yeah, I started off unemployed. These are the leagues that I have loaded. Um, I didn't always have this many, but so I started off unemployed, and after a little bit, I let me see, where can I find it? Coach timeline. Yeah, sure. So as you can see, I'm Albanian. Albin Skanderbeg because of the famous Albanian leader. In like you can find him in EU4. I think he's cool. Um, and then yeah, I could have done better with the first name, but I started off with a Vi, uh, and that was cool. Typical thing of like first season. I always sign a bunch of free transfers. They don't always do well because I'm trying to find out the gist of the team. Um, but yeah, so I got the job by promising more than I thought I could deliver. Um, and I actually delivered pretty well because I got them promoted, which was more than I thought I could do. And then we had a second season. It was really cool. Um, I'd signed this guy Lucas Rivamar, who was pretty decent for us in the Brazilian league. I was very happy about it. Um, and then I signed on to what was this? I forgot their name. Ciuaba. Uh, Cuiaba. I don't know. I'm not Brazilian. So I signed on to these guys, and bro, we had a sick 2 years with them. Which not a long time, but did a decent thing. Um, and so why I say I had a good 2 years with them is that you can see our first season we won the Copa Sudamericana, which was awesome. It was more than I could expect. Um, this guy Deverson had 44 goals in the season. Uh, the way that the game works is that it counts. There's like this preseason tournament, the Mato Grosso State. So if we look back on like, let me see, top goal scorer was this 2025. Daverson, he had 21 goals there, and it counts those in the league goals. So I honestly wouldn't like this is only cool because that record still is in place, but he stat padded in the games that didn't matter. Um, Honestly, a bit of a bum, but that's all right. He did well in the first season, well enough. Um, Second season, I signed Luis Suarez, who was like 39, and he scored one goal, and it was in the Recopa, which was awesome. If we go back to, let me see, matches and results, 2026. No, 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 no. Which one did he score in? Come on. Okay, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. So this wasn't the final, I guess. Yeah, okay, okay. We know this was the final. Then what is it? Oh, that's 2027. Okay. So yeah, he scored the winning goal in the Recopa, and that was his only goal. And he played like four times, uh, and then we sold him for money to this team in I think the Netherlands. He was happy to go. I was happy to see him go. It was just all around. He's a good guy, all around, just a good deal. Sold a player for 13 million. That was huge. Um, Club record, naturally. I was spending big. 200 matches coached was look at that nice 9-0. It was in the Mato Grosso State, so it didn't actually matter. It was against a team I should be beating 9-0, honestly. Accidentally. But so then you can see right here, I won the Copa Libertadores. Uh, and I don't know how I did it. I FM'd some of these teams pretty hard. Getting results that I shouldn't have. Let me see. Can I get the yeah. 2026. There we go. Let me go to the final. Yeah, just a 1-0, semifinal, penalties. But that was huge. That was huge because this team, every time that I played them aside from this, they were like beating me like 4-0. I could hold my own against most of the Brazilian teams. But this team and another team, I forget exactly which ones. Of course I manage in Brazil now, so let me yeah. That makes sense. Uh Santos, yeah. Santos. These two, very annoying. I hated them. Because I could handle like a 1-0 loss or whatever, and then get a nice couple of wins, even beat teams like 3-0, 4-0 sometimes. But every time that these guys came around, they'd throw me out of the water. Except for in the Copa Libertadores, whenever I finally beat these guys on penalties, and won the whole thing. So after I won the Copa Libertadores, I went on to. It says I resigned. Okay, you can say that. Not exactly true. Okay. Also, can I just say, best head coach, Brazilian National Second Division. Okay. Best head coach, Brazilian National First Division. I'm kind of doing well. I'm kind of best head coach, Copa Sudamericana. I'm doing well. I'm happy with myself. But I'm like, you know what? I think it's time for me to see if I can make a step up to Europe. And so my contract ran out. I clicked resign at the end of contract. So I feel like it shouldn't say resignation. It makes me feel like I just kind of quit, or that's what it makes it look like whenever I didn't. I just didn't sign a new contract. And then shortly, I was signed by Sevilla, which was huge. And whenever I signed, they were in like 10th or whatever. They were having a really poor season. And I brought them back on like the last day of the season. I managed to. We'll go off onto that later. On the last day of the season, I managed to make it so that they were just ahead of Real Betis, and that was an awesome feeling. They're huge rivals, and so I felt like that was really cool. Let me see. Signed Hakan Çalhanoğlu from Barcelona at this point. So that was cool. He ended up playing a decent role, scoring a few goals. He wasn't actually like a main starter like I thought he would be because, he was old. But yeah, got Spanish first head coach of the month. Good head. I'm doing well. This guy, I don't think he was actually important. Yeah, plays for Cordoba now. New gen, but it just shows that at this point, I'm now starting to put more emphasis in youth. We have some good youth players who I'm signing, some good youth players who I'm selling. Look at this. These three guys. This guy, Tomas Gomez, brilliant. Ricardo Moya was this Chilean center back who I signed. It said he was awesome potential. I put him on loan. I was actually really happy to go into Spain because I figured they have the release clause rule, which would have made it harder for me to not sell my players sometimes. But they also have the rule where any South American guy can just go over there for 2 years and then they're Spanish. They have an EU citizenship. And so that's what I did with Ricardo Moya and Thomas Gomez. This guy Narcis Trejan, he was a Romanian. We will get back to him. I sold him after a while, but he had a good 4 seasons with us. Um, did pretty well. But, $50 million comes in for a guy you sold or you bought for $4 million. You got to take it. Sevilla, whenever I signed to them, weren't doing really well financially. So I kind of have to rectify that. But anyways. Yeah, I signed this guy, Paul Scholl, who only played a couple seasons, but made a healthy profit from him. Can't be mad about him, really. He had this amazing season with Cadiz whenever, I think a couple seasons ago in this save. And they finished like second. No, they finished third because Real Madrid went right back up there. But you start to see that I am building a nice dynasty here. This guy, Tomas Gomez, all three of these guys were youth players, you know how Football Manager goes. You only really sign youth players. This guy, Tanguy Nianzou, I love this guy. This guy, okay, best central defender in the team throughout the entire time that I was there. I was at this team for 9 years. This guy was always the best central defender we had. He made it so easy. I had a little thing where I was, Spain boss. It's whatever. This guy, Raul Dinka, I don't know how to pronounce Romanian. 3.3 million, bargain. Okay. So, anyways, I become Spain boss. I resign like a little bit into it. Yeah, right here, May 31st. And I signed in in July. So I had like a good year. But we were in this competition. It wasn't the Euros. It wasn't the World Cup. It was the International League, one of those. And I just got mid results. We didn't finish on the bottom. We didn't finish the top. We finished like second or third. And I was just like, you know what? This isn't really what Spain deserves. I can't really get my philosophy into the international, thing while also trying to put in players who I feel like deserve to be in. So I was like, I'll just focus on Sevilla. But you'll notice in here, we won the Super Cup, then we won the First Division, and it was really cool. Right here, we won the Europa League, which Sevilla Europa League, that is a match made in heaven. This was my second season. I was really happy to get Europa League soccer because, it's Sevilla. You have to win the Europa League whenever you get it. And you bet we did. If we go to Europa League, we go to stages. Not current season. This would have been this final. It would not have been that. It would have been this. Yeah. It was against, Club Rouge, but, you got to take them where you get them. But, yeah, I was very happy with that. That was a good semifinal. Quarterfinal. Let's just go through the tree. Let's go through the tree. Yeah? From the round of 16, from the playoff round, really. Where was I? Yep, right here. Marseille, 5-1. Love to beat Marseille. Love to play Marseille. Historic club. Lazio, love to beat Lazio, all right? Those fascists. You don't like Lazio. We don't like Lazio over here. Inter, another historic club. I saw them. I was scared of them. And we managed to just nick it. I was very proud of the boys for this. Augsburg, I knew was simple. I was worried that we were going to get Leicester, but then Club Rouge beat Leicester, and we beat Club Rouge. So that was cool. Let me see. If I go to 2028 and I say, no, 2028. Yes. Where are we? Who scored in this? This Ocampos guy. He did really well. And then he did a free transfer to Boca. No appearances. Very confusing. This guy, Shannon Baptiste, love this guy. Look, okay, this guy, very loyal player for Sevilla. All right. Whenever I signed him, or I didn't sign him, but whenever I signed for the team, look at how consistent this guy is. No matter how many games he's playing, whether he's playing 33 or he's playing 12 league games, he's kind of getting old, and I have kind of better players there. But he always just shows up, 7 rating, love to see it. And at this point, he's saying, boss, I'm homesick, I want to go to England. And I go, all right, well, you know what, you're kind of getting there. I'll let you go to England. But then he must go like, oh, boss, oh, I forgot. England's weather is way worse than the sunny beaches of Seville. I want to go back to Spain. Please bring me back to Spain. And I'm like, I don't want this guy. This guy's not better than what we have. And so Valencia picks him up. And, as soon as he leaves us, his form goes out of it. He has a nice spell in Olympiacos, but it's Olympiacos. You can do better than Olympiacos. So, let me see. Bro, Tarem Moffi. This guy, I don't know if I hate this guy or if I love this guy, okay? Because we had this striker, that we signed. He went to Wolves at some point. Let me see. I don't want to go to transfer history just yet. Actually, yeah, sure. Let me see. It would be tough. Youssef and Nesri, all right? This guy, starts the game with Sevilla. He was killing it. But then about here, I get a $50 million offer. And I'm thinking, okay, you know what? 50 million? Yes, he has 11 league goals in 15 games. Yes, he's doing the best that he's ever been in a Sevilla jersey, but it is $50 million. And like I said, at this point, Sevilla didn't have the best financial status. And so I was thinking, all right, you know what? Bet. Let's sign this guy. And this doesn't say, I don't think, how much we signed him for. I'm sure if I go back to here, go back to transfer history, go back to 27-28, go here. Yeah, a cool 25 million. These guys, I love these guys. Oh, dude, this is, if you know anything about this save, you'll know that all of these guys, in terms of money that they made me, or, oh, this guy, bargain. But so many of these guys, not so much these guys. He made me money. All these guys made me money because I resold them for a higher price. But like Paul Scholl played a good role for 2 seasons. Thomas Gomez, we will get to Thomas Gomez, okay? We will get to him. Marjanovic, I love Marjanovic. Milosevic, I love Milosevic, all right? He is so good. But this guy, Tarem Moffi. So, it says right here, 58 games, 30 league goals. He was killing it for a while. And then, get this. He starts going up to me, and he says, and he has a year and a half on his contract. I don't know why he's saying this, okay, but he's going, hey, boss, I want to leave whenever my contract is up. And so then, I'm like, yo, what gives? What's up with you? And I had offered him out to transfer in that summer earlier. And then he was like, hey, I don't want to offer up for transfer because I don't want to leave this team. And I was like, you know what? I respect the hustle. You're not going to leave this team. And then in the January window, he's like, hey, I want to leave this team whenever my contract's up. That's stupid. Then I started offering him out. He's getting pissed because he's like, I remember, man, you're offering me out. You said you wouldn't. And I'm like, dude, you literally said you wanted to go. Make up your mind. And he's like, no, I only want to go whenever my contract is up. I don't want to make you any money. That's not how it works, okay? That's really silly. You think we would do that? No, we don't operate like that. So, wait until the next summer window. Sell him to Leeds, okay? Now, at this point, I think we had won our first Spanish division. Yes. We're starting to get there, all right? So, I made a dynasty with this team, all right? It was impossible to lose. So, let me show you, what is this? This pissed me off. I hated this. 98 points and I don't win the title. Shh. shut up. And then it doesn't help to only lose it by 1 point to Real Madrid, okay? This team, before I got there, they're like, ooh, I'm going to win the league every single year. And then I get there, second. All right? I hate Real Madrid. I hate them with all of my bones. This guy, Jacob Anderson, okay, this guy used to play for me. He used to play for me. Look at this. $5 million. Sold him for a cool $20 million, okay? Which I have to say is good business. That's more than Real Madrid were willing to pay for him, all right? And they bought, he had 25 total appearances. He was in the team of the season. But yeah, anyways, he's a decent player, but that pissed me off whenever he left to Real Madrid. Like, what, did our time mean nothing? So, boom, 101. Yeah, 98 points won't get it to you. Yeah, we'll take that loss. We'll convert that into a win. 101 points. Yeah, screw off Real Madrid. I don't even know why I got to this page. I'm just getting excited. Let me see. I'm just playing around with the tables now. Oh, bro. Let me go to our best 11. Best 11, not overall. Let's go to whenever I got here. Yeah. We had Ocampos, starts the game with there. And Nesri, good striker, really good striker. This guy, Baptiste, awesome. Love this guy. DePaul, dude, he came in clutch. It says he was only here for 3 years. I suppose he was, but he made those 3 years count. Okay, this doesn't give it justice. This guy was a clutch player who came in exactly whenever I needed him to. I came in his debut season. I didn't even know that, but he was reliable. He was so dependable. All right. I loved this guy. Especially whenever we're struggling and he's coming up with the odd goal or two. This guy, Oscar, spent a whole lot of time with Sevilla. Couldn't get a testimonial, I think, because he went on loan or something and wasn't playing with us for a couple seasons. But I was really sad to see him not get a testimonial. Let me see. I'm looking for just any of this. Look, pick your poison. 7.26, 7.19, 7.21. Bro, this guy, 7.28. Look at this, bro. He was so good. And then he starts to slow down a little here. And at this point, he's getting on in the years. So I decide to let him go. And then he finds a nice cushy job in the UAE where he's there for a year, Doesn't, he's not doing the best. He could have done better for UAE, honestly. Like, this guy's a GOAT. This guy became a legend with Sevilla instead of some of these other guys, which kind of surprised me. This guy, David Soraya. Bro, this guy, David Soraya. When was the season that he retired? Yeah. I think it was this one. Oh, man. Dude. This guy, David Soraya. He is a legend, okay? Because, yeah, he was like however old whenever he was here. I signed him as a goalkeeping coach because I was like, what, we want to keep our talent, here. He can teach the youngsters something. Because this guy, yeah, this was, I wasn't, so at this point, look, I signed Elia Capril, and I'm thinking, all right, well, Capril is just a better goalie, okay? There's no shying away from that. And so he only plays one, all right? He allows one in. He's doing okay, Is this the one or is this the... Yeah, His final thing, early in the season, he's like, hey, boss, I'm retiring. I'm not getting any game time. Plus, you offered me out for transfers. I don't really want to transfer. I'll just retire. My contract's going to be running up anyways. And I was like, you know what? Fine, go for it. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's a good time to bow out. But then Capril gets injured, and this guy starts going off at the tournament, or just the games of his life. Like, look at this. 7.63 in Continental. That is huge. Okay? Like, we didn't win the Champions League or anything, but this guy, I know y'all can't see the game, but there was this game against Manchester City where it was away. It was at the Etihad. They're Manchester City. They have Haaland. They have Foden. They have Bellingham at this point. They have Arda Güler. Their team is stacked with raw attacking talent. On top of all the new gens they have, they are so, so good. Okay? But this guy, this like 37-year-old or something, so that, he's 5 years. Yeah, this 37-year-old comes in and he saved a penalty, and then he's saving all of their shots. We won 1-0. We progressed to the next round. Bro, I love David Soraya, okay? I love him. I love him so much. This guy is the heart and soul. He bleeds Sevilla, okay? And I know he spent a good amount at Getafe, all right? Or Getafe. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's not pretend that I do. But look, okay? He spent time in Sevilla before that. Like, sure, he went to Leicester. He started at the Madrid teams. But, these guys wouldn't make him a home. We gave him a home. We gave him a home. Let him develop here for a little bit. Gave him a debut. Gave him his league debut, So he's choosing us over he's choosing them any days, Anyways, I'm just saying, I love this guy. I love David Soraya. So we go over here again. Rekic, he's okay. Yeah, I sold him after that one season because he's like a decent center back, but he's not the guy that you want leading the line. Ristic, sold him a season later because he was okay. He's a center back that can play here, which is awesome. Montiel was so good. Montiel was so good. He was so dependable. All right. There was I don't know why they were doing so bad whenever I came in. This guy, I don't think I played him. I don't think I played him at all. See, you can see his appearances fall off of the map. And that's because whenever I got here, I don't remember this face. I don't. But I remember these guys. These guys were there. Let me see. I remember this guy. This guy was there. I sold him, though, because I wanted a better defender. I remember this guy. This guy I really wanted to sell for a while, but I guess I did. I loaned him out. But you can see, I guess I didn't really give him a chance, but he did well whenever he played. I remember him well. Julio Enciso, yeah. He was okay, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I didn't care for him either. Velasco was huge, okay? Because he was loaned out, and then I bought him for $13 million because he was doing so well. Most of these appearances are in the second half of the season. He wasn't really playing in the first half of the season. Or did I loan him in the second half of the season? I don't know. But this guy, goated, all right? Really good. Bought him, sold him because I found a better guy in his position. That's what you do. Sold him out of profit. But he was a good sport about it. He wanted to play for Dortmund anyways, So there was no bad blood there. Let me see. This guy hated me. Let's go to his happy distant. Okay, you know why? This guy came from PSG. He thought that he could get a free ride into Sevilla, which he was at first. 35 appearances. Ooh, 34 starts. Ooh, 14 starts. Yeah. He didn't start for me, buddy, okay? This guy, he can't get handouts from this guy. And so then he goes on a free to Cadiz. And I think he actually scored against us in a draw, which really was annoying because there were all the commentators like, oh, he bit the hand that fed him. Like, okay, we get it, but you're still not good enough for Sevilla. No matter how hard you try, you will not be good enough for Sevilla. I could probably sign him as my assistant coach now. No. Yeah, fair. But so, anyways, with all that being said, Nianzou, Oscar, goated. Medium goated, DePaul, hold on, Baptiste, medium high goated. Medium goated, DePaul, and Nesri. Montiel, medium high goated. And then Soraya, medium goated, but I just love the guy, So, then on to my second season. Yeah. And Nesri again. This guy Milicevic. I love Milicevic. You start to see Thomas Gomez. You start to see Campos is still going hard whenever I thought he wouldn't. Let's see. DePaul, 40, a nice, cool 40 appearances. You start to see the appearance of Muffy. He's not doing as well as Nesri. But, I signed him from Pamplona. He's doing his best. This guy, Adrielson, loaned him in because we needed a defender. Did well enough. Paul Scholl, I thought he'd be the one. He wasn't the one, but I appreciate his time. This guy, Miguel Gutierrez, bro, I signed him for $4.5 million from Girona. I was thinking, all right, this guy's going to be a decent backup. Played 28 games, 28 starts. And then he's like just playing routinely for half the season. And then about, here's never, we're like, all right, okay, listen, man. You've done what you needed to do. And he's like, all right, I get it. I'll go to Portugal. And we're like, okay, sick. I know you wanted to play abroad. This isn't as abroad as it can get, but there you go. I'll throw you a bone. Benfica's a great team. Then he goes over to Nantes. Like I said, likes to play abroad, likes to go to France. Who wouldn't like to have a few years vacation in France? Let me see. Before I get to the obvious candidates, who else is there? Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Yeah, decent player. Nothing really to say aside from whenever I think he assisted against Barcelona. That made me proud. This guy. Yeah, this guy was a great player who I signed for $400K, but he never really was happy. I tried playing him he played for 24 games, but he was just never happy. I don't know why. He likes me a lot, but he was just not happy. And then I was also just looking at his stats, and I was like, bro, if I signed you for $400K, I can sell you for like 20, 30 million, but that didn't work out. Sold him for $13.5 million. Still, decent profit, RDP, Montiel, Oscar. Yeah, so here is where we get to the meat of this team, all right? Players that are still on this team. We have Jose Miguel, we have Nianzou, we have Dincha, we have Gomez. Milicevic is not still on this team. Let's check this guy out. He's only 28, okay? Sign him for $9 million. Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers, bro. Look at them. He is so good for us. Honestly, I'll show you why I had to sell him, because I simply didn't have enough spots on my team for him and some of the other players that I have to get, good minutes. And I think at $20.5 million, an absolute steal for this guy. You even see right here, bro. 9 goals in his first season with them. Bro, 8 goals, 3 assists. This guy is cracked. This guy is on crack. He's so good. But yeah, really good player. I was sad to see him go, but I was happy to see him get the game time he needed. And I think that was really the decision making that led me to sell him. Who's next? Yeah, let's go Jose Miguel. It's looking like he might maybe leave the team this summer, but we'll see. I'm no longer the manager at Sevilla. Nope. Let's get into that later. But this right here is sick. Okay, this is awesome. Because look at this. 27, 28, 26, 27. Yeah. A cup appearance, okay? But 27-28 though, 27 league appearances. Now that's good for your debut, league season. That's good. And then 17, then 29, 24, 26. He's kind of jumping all over the place. He fills in whenever he's needed though. He is good. He is a great right back. He is a good left back, and he makes a decent shift in central defense. The only problem there is his jumping reach, but the guy has heart. He's a Sevilla man. There were plenty of times whenever I got in a good amount of money that I could have sold him for. But really, I want to see this guy get a testimonial. This guy, born and bred Sevilla. Love the guy. Look, Sevilla supporter. Bro, look at that. How can you be against this guy? I gave him his debut. Did I? I don't know if I gave him his debut. But I gave some of these guys their debut for Spain. All right. Now, we're getting into the big hitters. We're getting into the really big hitters. Let's go Dincha. This guy, I know you're looking at some of his stats. You're looking at his dribbling, his finishing, his first touch. You're thinking, bro, this guy's not much. Look at that work rate. Look at that vision. Look at that passing. Bro, look at those mentals. They're pretty good. Look at that stamina. That combined with the work rate is insane. That natural fitness, this guy is going to play until he's 35. He is so good. He is so good. Bro, check it. Check it out. This guy, yeah, he only pops in with the occasional goal, not always massive with it, except for this season where he goes ham, and this season where he plays 19 games and still gets 13 goal contributions in the league. He's crazy, 21 goal contributions in total that year. This guy he's insane. He's so good. And I'll show you a little something else about him later. Okay? So, now we get into Nianzou. Nianzou, this guy, he had his testimonial already. Love this guy. I gave it to him as soon as he could. I know normally it's like a goodbye present, but Mr. Consistent. Mr. Consistent. In fact, he gets better over the years. Like, look at, where am I? I start here? I start here. 7.13. 7.15. 7.25. 7.28. 7.25. 7.34. 7.33. 7.33. Bro, this guy does not have an off switch. He doesn't. He's so good. He's so good. Paul Scholl, you already know about him. Now we get into the guy who changed the world. The guy who changed the fortune of the club. I know you're thinking, 18 appearances, 8 goals. Nuh-uh. This guy, along with Dincha, the young core, and Milicevic, the young core of this team. He's 25 right now. Check that back to whenever I signed him. I don't even know how old he was. Look at this. He's 25, going into the 36th season. 25 minus 8. Do the math. 17/18. Whenever we bought him. 18. So, because, the way that transfers work. He was 18. This Argentinian guy. Bro, even for whenever we started, I knew we had something special. All right? Knew he had something special. This guy is going hard. He's going hard. And even, bro, you can't tell me that's not special. Look at that. Here, that's also special. This guy, these are incredible numbers, especially if you're not playing 30 games in the league these seasons. I know you're thinking, with these numbers, why isn't he playing 30 games in the league? Be patient. Be patient, brother. So you get into here. The only difference is Montiel makes an appearance again. Capriel comes in. He's at Arsenal now. But he had a decent shift with us. Look at these numbers. Then he signs for Arsenal. Cool, 34 million. And I know you're thinking he didn't make much of a profit on him. Seems like he's still a good goalie. Why did you sell him? We'll get to this. Keep that question in your head. I know you have a lot of questions in your head. This guy, Ruben, I wanted the best for him. Bro, look where he's at. Spanish Federation, second group 2. That's a shame, okay? Because this guy, he class on his day. Okay? On his day, he was class. Look at this. Look at this. Don't look at this, but look at this mostly. 7 assists in 17 games? Are you on crack, Ruben? He's good. He's so good. Now, here's where Marjanovic starts to kick in, all right? Who's this guy? Daichi Kamada? When did we have Daichi Kamada? He's probably... Every season I would have this lone player that I would bring in at the second stage of the season. And they would always excel. It was Ocampos, then it was Daichi Kamada. Uh, and then there was someone else. Oh, he's probably going to be on the next one. But he plays for Newcastle. Now, this is a disgrace. I know the potential is 52. I was always holding out for 70 million for this guy. And one time Arsenal reached out to me, and this season Arsenal reached out to me in January, and they were like, "Hey, we'll pay 70 million for him." And I was like, no, because this guy is important. I know he played 18 total appearances, but the quality that he is, you have to have that in your team because Mr. Consistent, naturally, these attributes, they're pretty decent. The guy makes an amazing shift at center defense. That's where I played him most of the time, is next to Nianzou. But if there's ever any injuries on either fullback position, this guy is a champ. He's awesome. He's so good. Look at his speed, man. Look at his speed. That speed plus that jumping reach. Dude, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Plus, dude, look at this defensive stats right here. You don't see that. They don't make guys like this. This guy is just a Serbian monster, okay? And I know you're thinking, oh, why is an Albanian signing Serbs? Listen. You gotta get over some of the generational hatred, okay? You sign Milicevic, you sign Marjanovic, and that's where you're like, all right, okay, listen, the world is healing, because you got the Serbs watching, they see an Albanian manager, but they see him doing well. Then you got the Albanians watching, and they see the Serbs doing well. They see them both making good friendships. I'm like Kendrick Lamar, making peace in LA, but I'm making peace in the Balkans. You see this guy, Esteban Guzman? Really a shocker that Gutierrez got here in front of him. This guy's amazing. He's so good. He is so good. He didn't play as much last season. Well, I guess he played as much last season. But look at this. 10 assists last season. And I was intentionally taking away some of his game time for a younger player. 11 assists this season. Bro, the guy is insane, okay? Because if you think about it, he's 25 now. He was like 19, 18 whenever I got him. This isn't normal. Narcissus Trajan, good player. Really good player. Wanted by Leeds. He would be making a mistake if he went to Leeds. Let me check out how Leeds is doing. They're in the Premier League. Let me just do a quick little. Yeah, we'll show you the stages of the league. We'll show you who's in different leagues later. So, anyways, what am I talking about? I'm talking about how I loved Incha. That's not what I'm talking about. Scholl, Ocampos. Mostly just your guys who I was talking about before. Here's where we see a little bit of difference. I put in Gomez on the striker position, okay? Because I'm like, all right, Moffy, is he gone at this point? What's up with him? Well, let's see. Yep. Well, not exactly, actually. Is he gone? He's not gone, but I guess he's just not doing what he used to. Because we got Gomez up front, and he's going hard, and I guess we're like, all right, well, we got a bunch of different wingers. We have to play our wingers. Nordlinder, 18 games in his first season. Sell him again for 20. I can't. I'm a wheeler dealer, man. If I sign a player and then they're like, hey, this is like almost 10 times the amount that you signed him for, okay, I guess. But look at who he became. And I get it, he only became this because I sold him to a team where he was getting regular game time. But oh my gosh, he's a monster. This Swedish guy. Jose Abarat, okay? This pissed me off. Okay, because whenever I was a manager here, I bought him for 550K because I knew he'd be a monster, and he was a monster. He was a monster. Now, he got it. He got in here. Yeah. And he got in here. Wait, no, did I not sign him? I'm pretty sure I signed him. I don't know. But anyways, very, very good player. Very good player. But yeah. I signed him, left. Okay, yeah. Um, then he gets signed onto Palmeiras, and I'm trying to be like, hey, psst, psst. Before he goes to Palmeiras, I'm like, psst, hey, there's a spot for you at Sevilla in like a couple years. Just wait. And he's like, listen, man, I get it, but Palmeiras is here. All right, they're here right now. And I'm like, all right, I get it. He was, I was going to get his lower release clause, but he has a release clause of 26 million. I bought him. You know, look at this season. He's a defensive midfielder. He's a defensive midfielder, man. I played him at DM, and he had 11 assists. He's so good. And then, this was his release clause. He played 2 games. I offered him a new contract after 1 game, but Chelsea was already on his tail. They sent in 80 million. They got him. And I was so sad because this guy was a beast. He was so good. I think if this was in real life, I think that Albin Skanderbeg, I think he cried. He must have cried. This guy, Emil Gostad, decent player, decent shift, 10 million. I knew he was never going to be, something big for us after that first season. So 10 million comes in for a guy like that, you got to take it. Baldo Zelic, bro, this guy, I get it, he's at Luton, but signed him 4.5 million. 18 goals. 18 goals and 28 assists, or in 28 games. I should have sold him this season, but I still believed in him. 7 goals, decent. And then I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, we have a new guy. We're going to retain his value. We're going to loan him out. Worst decision I've ever made. 3 goals? Are you kidding me? And then Luton is the only team that'll pay 8 million for him? Bro. But I wanted him gone. I mean, I didn't want him gone, but, there was no spot for him. 30-31. This guy comes in. Zlatan Kakulovic. I'll get to him last. Okay? You see your Guzman. You see Nianzou. You see your Capriel. Usual suspect, Dincha, Gomez, Oscar. I think this is Oscar's last season, is it? Second to last season. His last season as a fully fledged starter. You see Moya here. Moya just completed his 2 years loans to become a Spanish citizen. I'm thinking, all right, I can fit him in my team now because, Spanish teams can only have 3 non-EU players, and I'm trying to wheel and deal with my Argentinians and Brazilians. But yeah, he was pretty decent, puts in a decent shift, but I'm thinking, all right, this guy's never going to meet his potential if I only play him 20 games a season. I signed him to Napoli. They play him 19 games a season. Bro, what's up with that? But he's become better. He's become, more consistent with it. Now, all right. Here's the guys you haven't heard of. All right. This guy, Ivan Pelaez. Can I say, there's a lot of guys in this game, a lot of Spanish regions are named Ivan, just Ivan, or just Ivan as their first name. It's confusing. I'll show you whenever you see the team. Because especially whenever you have multiple good Ivans, and they are like in the same Spanish team lineup, it gets weird. This guy. All right. Leeds, joining Leeds. Maybe Leeds is actually onto something. This guy's a good player. He's a really good player. He's a good deep-lying playmaker. Because look at this. Look at this. But I know you're thinking, oh, you're wasting his work rate as a deep-lying playmaker. That's probably why he's central midfielder or attack. But I would put him on support, honestly. Because what? On attack, yeah, you don't want him to be taking long shots and stuff. You want him to be pinging balls around. But signed him for 1.2 million whenever he was just a wee lad from Vigo, from Celta Vigo. Plays a little bit of Sevilla C, plays mostly under 18s. Few games here, 24 games here. And then, 12 games here. I'm deciding, all right, I'm going to loan you out so you can get some better game time. Plays a 34 games in a season. I get it. A lot of these games are subs, but that's still 34 games. 11 assists. You can't turn your nose up at that. And then they have this, And at this point, halfway through the season, I'm like, all right, listen, man. No goals, 3 assists. There's a guy coming in. $43.5 million. Easy money. Easy money. I want to see you develop and turn into a star within your own right. You're not doing that at this team because you're going to get overshadowed by people like Dinsha and Cortez. This contract, I did not make this contract. This contract was made after I already said I was resigning at the end of the season, not signing a new contract. And they gave him this much money. He is by far the biggest earner, and he does not justify it. Like, he's a good player. He's a good player. He plays really well. Sign him for $27 million? Look at those attributes. You'd think that with these attributes, with a 20 in vision, a 16 in passing, a 16 in finishing, bro, 17 work rate, what can this guy not do? But, I mean, like, look at him. Maybe I'm not utilizing him right. I played him in attack sometimes. I don't get much success with the central striker role. I tried retraining him as an attacking right winger. Most of the time he's just playing attacking Metzala in central midfielder, which I get it. You're probably like, oh, well, he's not as advanced as he needs to be. Sure. See this right here? 28 league goals, 42 appearances. Zlatan Kakulovic. Before we get to this guy, first let's talk about Kaiki. Kaiki, good player. Signed him. Second season, not so hot. Sold him, more money. Went to Madrid. 21 games. He was better in my 21 games. That's all I'm saying. But then they loaned him. They couldn't find space for him, so I'm not super upset at him. It was only a loan, and so, it's not like he did what Anderson did. Plus, I get it. Real Madrid, sure, get in your photo op of, ooh, look at me, I'm in the Madrid white, but don't forget you were in the Sevillano white, okay? Anyways, sorry about that. Pedro Neto. This guy saved our season, okay? Like, look at this. We loaned him in on deadline day. Look at these stats, brother. 7 goals and 3 assists in 14 games. This guy is incredible. I really loved seeing this guy. He was so good. He was so good. So good. So good. Now, you'll start to see these 3 more and more. Oh, who's this? Zlatan Kakulovic, 57 goals? Oh, is this the same one that got 28 goals last season? Yes, he is, okay? Now, so, this guy, I signed him, this season, the 2030-31, because I'm like, all right, well, we need a replacement for Mafi. And I'm looking at his stats, I'm like, this is a good player. This is actually a really good player. We need to sign him, right? Yeah, he's from Granada. Originally from Man City, which I thought was very interesting. But, signed him for $60 million. Met his release clause. But, man, 27 league goals, 27 games. Oof. Oh, look at these ratings, brother. Look at those ratings. So good. So impeccably, incredibly good. Bro, you could play him left wing, you could play him striker, you could play him attacking midfielder. But why would you play him in these 2 positions whenever he's so good at striker? I get it. You're thinking 13 finishing. Wouldn't that be better as a attacking playmaker or like an inverted winger or something? Not an inverted winger, like an inside forward, He's okay. He's good there. He's great here. He's great here. With this, oh, he's great here. With this, you would think he's great here, but he's okay. So, anyways, RIP to Oscar. This guy Krastev tried to make it work. He was good. But then it's like, okay, yeah. I'm like I'm like Andy with Woody, like, I've had enough of you. 22.5 million, solid. Put in a profit clause too, so whenever he was sold for 47.5 million, that rocked. At least I think I put him in profit clause. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anything to say about this team? Nah. Good team. All right, so you see Marjanovic go back into a starter role, doing amazing, doing amazing. I love him, I love him, I love him. This guy, Anthony. Also, Thomas Gomez, look at these stats. 18 in pace, electric. Electric. I don't care if he's 5'9". I don't care if he's short. Okay, you want to talk about a shorty? You look at this guy, he's 5'5". All right, this guy can't jump and head a ball to save his life. All right, but he's moving all around like butter. Uh, anyways, we signed these two guys. We get a whole new right wing kind of combo going on with Scotta, 61 million. All right, so new record, right? And then Anthony, help, help. Look at this last name. Help. How do I spell that? How do I say that name? I don't know. But what I do know, this guy is class. This guy's awesome. He's so good. Oh my gosh. Imagine you're facing this guy, all right? Who is, he's like the opposite of Thomas Gomez with like being 6 foot. He's rushing down the wing, all right? You're facing him. You're facing him. The Croatian. And you're facing him. Brother. Oh my gosh, dude. You're done. You're actually done. Got this guy Solo, too. Plays for Chelsea now. But look at how much he's worth. That'll tell you how good he is. I know you can't see his stats. Can't see all of them, but whew. Whew. This first season, 14 league games. All right, cool. Whoa. But then Chelsea's like, hey, I'll give you 108 million for him, up to 114. And I'm thinking, all right, well, you gotta sell him for this price. I can buy anyone. I can turn anyone into that for 100 million. Other guy, bump him. We bought him whenever he was like 18 or something, really young. Never turned out to be the potential player that we thought he would be. He's still a really good player, but just didn't have the application. This guy, Kenneth Harrop, clutch player. First, let's talk about Nena Jovanovic. You can see here, this guy goes hard. He has no right having this good headers, being 5'9" with this jumping reach, by the way. Incredibly pacey guy. Yeah, I signed him a while ago. Brought him on loan at Sparta. Did okay. Honestly, I probably should have put him on loan early into the season. I was just trying to scout out how much game time I could give him. But, whatever. And then 15 games, and I'm starting to think, all right, well, it's time to cash in. And I cash in. Leicester buy him. Same place as Norlinder. Doing great. Love to see it. Let me see. Who else is there? Moya, I've already showed you him. This guy. Oh my gosh, Jean-Claude Sodibo. All right. Yeah, he's in Celtic. I get it, He's 35 now. He was the oldest player in the team. Signed him from Arsenal. He had a really good career with Arsenal. But he had a better career with us in a shorter amount of time. Because what happened was, I signed this guy on a pre-contract agreement. All right? He had 6 months remaining on his contract with Arsenal. I go, psst, come to Sevilla. Arsenal's not going to pay you enough. Come to Sevilla. Arsenal isn't going to offer you that contract. Why haven't they offered you that? I don't think they value that much. Come to Sevilla. We'll value you. And he goes, ooh, Ooh, I'm hearing about this Spanish team called Sevilla. Hear about them for the first time. Ooh, I tell you what, we got my French partnership. He's playing here, Nianzu. They got Nianzu. And then he goes, all right, bet, I'll go to Sevilla. And you know what made it all the sweeter? That this guy is a former Barcelona man, all right? This former Barcelona guy is going, all right, let me play for the new Spanish team on top. Because at this point, we're challenging for the league. We're winning the league. But you know what we hadn't won? The Champions League. This guy comes in, rock solid in our defense, okay? Rock solid. And we win the Champions League. This was a turning point season, okay? Because after this, we won the Champions League, including this, 3 times in 4 years, all right? This team is goated. You start to see right here. Salo Cortez, boom, boom, boom. This is an elite team filled with elite players. Oh, this Ivan guy, dude, Sevilla born and bred. Sevilla born and bred. All right, I don't know if he's a Sevilla supporter. Sevilla supporter. We love to see Sevilla supporters in here. All right, we love to see it. I loaned him out to Nice, and then he was doing so good at Nice. I was like, hey, come to Sevilla. And then he scored 17 goals in, like, oh my gosh. Bro, the guy had like a 33 goal season playing for 2 different teams. You don't see that. And of course that's the best season that he's given me. But he was so good. He was elite. Okay? Sign this guy, Gianluca Betti. Sign him for a cool $37 million. That's a lot of money for me. But look at his performances. Look at his age. All right? Look at his attributes. This guy, he's staying in this team for a long time. He's going nowhere. And you're thinking, oh, who's this Jorge Mina guy? Well, I'll tell you who this Jorge Mina guy is. He's our keeper. All right? He's our keeper. This guy from Sevilla. Loan him out to Arcosan, loan him out to Malaga, loan him out to Aston Villa. This is where he learned a lot. Only made 2 appearances, which surprised me. But he learned a lot there. And so after that, I'm thinking, all right, yeah, okay. He's doing really well. I love to see him do well. I love this Jorge Mina guy. He made his debut, his league debut against Barcelona because Capriel had like a pulled hamstring or something. Clean sheet. For a league debut, this guy's cold. This guy is cold. Just some things that you can't emulate. You get this guy Michael. All right. Mikhail. Look at this guy. Sold him for quote unquote 88 million. It's going to go up to the 104. Those clauses were pretty good. It's like a certain amount of appearances. Like I said, 84 million, you got to take it. Bought him from my current team now, which I didn't know, but I think that's awesome. Let me see. Yeah, just overall, what a team. Bro. Look at these guys. They're scoring for fun. This guy Kenneth Haru. I start playing him in central attacking midfielder after we lost Salo. So good. And then my last season I started to have a little bit of fun. Because we signed this guy, Jorge Ramirez Piscotti. Found him from Colombia. Found him from the 2nd division of Colombia. Just, searching through who's playing in Colombia's youth team right now. Oh, this guy's young. Oh, this guy's good. Bought him for 1.6 million. Even then, was a bargain. 15 goals in the league in his debut season. You don't do that. Look at this. Look at it. Finishing? Yeah. I tell you what, that is deceptive because I've seen this guy miss some crazy stuff. Whoa, that's new. Okay. Yeah, glad to see it for you. Let me check out his, yeah, you know what? That fits. That fits. Sure. That's crazy because he had just signed a contract like 6 months ago. I made him sign one in January, maybe December. But it was to protect his value going into the transfer market or transfer window. And he was still wanted by Chelsea that entire window. I was so scared. But, bro, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. He's so good. He's 20. He's 20. We got Kokalovic's successor. Well, we have Kokolovic. And so I'm here thinking, oh, no, I got to keep both these guys. This guy coming to me. He's like, oh, hey, I'm really good, but I'm not going to break into this team. I need to leave. And I'm like, no, you do not. Sit your butt right back down. You're going to play. And play he did. 30 goals in the league. Now, you might be thinking, oh, wow, he must have been the top goal scorer. No, he wasn't. But he was sure close. This guy, Mancisador, bro, I feel bad for that Mancisador guy because that's the second season that Kokolovic has screwed him over. All right, this guy comes in, gets more goals than he has appearances, and it's like, except for here, I think this is the only season whenever he didn't. Oh, I guess here too. But anyways, gets more goals than he has appearances generally, and you're like, oh, dude, this pisses me off. I'm doing so well for Atletico Bilbao. I'm 28, man. How many more times is this going to happen? Because Kokolovic is your age. But, yeah. Bro, this was awesome. This guy, look at this. 23 league assists, all right? 27 assists in total. 21 goals this season. This guy won Spanish Player of the Year over Kokolovic. That is the only time that someone from Sevilla who is not named Kokolovic won Player of the Year since I've been there. Esteban Guzman is nice. Oh, there's Ivan. Yeah, we love Ivan. Oh, there's Ivan. Oh, we love Ivan. Oh, he plays on the other wing. Oh, that's great. You have your two Ivans coming up, your two young Ivans. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he's not originally from Sevilla, but, he's a great player. I'm so glad I bought him. Let me see. Florian Jansen. He's on a bit of a high contract. I honestly should have walked that down. And I know, looking at Ramirez Piscotty's contract of $425,000 a week, you're like, all right, I get it. Sevilla can handle it. But listen, I'm not used to Sevilla with money. Okay, they gave me a transfer budget of about $500 million the last season I was there, and I'm like, I'm gonna use $20 million of it. Just because that's the kind of manager I am. I don't want to use money, but Sevilla definitely can afford it. Look at this. This is crazy to think about. But yeah. Let me see. Who am I missing? Ivan Pena. Bro. This guy's a Sevilla guy. He's just so good. He's so good, but the crazy thing is he's not good enough. He'll never break into this team. And that's just sad. Miltish. Bro. So good. Scott the successor. For real. All right? Which, sucks for someone like Walter Rodriguez, who is very good in your own right, has a really good potential. But honestly, I bought him so I could sell him later, but I left before I could sell him. But look at this. I loaned him out to the Spanish team so he gets, an EU citizenship. And I was going to sell him, but no one was buying him, so I, loaned him back to Montpellier. But yeah. This guy never going to break into the team, man. He just needs to be sold, which is unfortunate. You hate to hear it. Gonzalo Castro had an amazing season last year. It's crazy that they're going to just loan him out because he can play a good squad role. But, it is what it is. Naval, amazing keeper, second choice. Probably will always be second choice. De Ritter, amazing player. bought him whenever we sold Pelias. Pretty much the exact same player, but cheaper. Like I said, wheeling and dealing, man. This guy, Tomas Martinez, look at these stats, man. Look at these stats. This guy was born to lead the line for somebody. Look at that leadership. Look at that flair. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Not born to lead Sevilla. These are just players that they're going to have to sell. They have Graham Potter? He left Chelsea for this? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I would have been interested to manage my former teammate, my former, employees, but I also didn't want to manage such a team so high up. Anyways, overall, Nianzou in there every single season. Of course, he's getting in. But yeah, love these guys. Love these guys. So, anyways, we go back to the timeline, right? And we're thinking, all right, cool, we get it. You managed Sevilla for 9 years. What do you have to show for it? What do I have to show for it? What do I have to show for it? 3 Champions Leagues. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leagues. Bro. We were so good. We were so good. Okay? We were too good. I left because we were too good. Okay? We did too much winning. I got tired of winning. I didn't know you could do that. Okay? I had Zlatan Kakalovic come over. He's winning individual career or individual awards like crazy. Like crazy. Okay? Spanish League Player of the Year. 4 of them, Kakalovic. Anthony wins. Kakalovic is in second. Ramirez in third. My boys. I love you. All right. Top goal scorer. Missed out on one. Scamacca went hard. Kind of slacked. I didn't give as much game time as he needed. Also play an attacking midfielder left, I guess. I thought I played him at striker. Maybe I didn't. Club World Championship, Sevilla. Won everything that there is to win, bro. European Golden Shoe. Yup. Except for the season that he lost to Scamacca. I guess to Vitor Roque, but you know what I mean. Let me see. Champions League Golden Boot, 3rd place. Okay. Champions League Forward of the Season. World Footballer of the Year. Bro. Boom, boom, boom. Bro. Dethroning Mbappe, who is retired now. Just retired. Dethroning Mbappe, making it so that dethroning Haaland, Nah. Blue teams, no more blue team dominance over here. Okay? That was World Football of the Year. It's World Player of the Year. Boom, boom, boom. Yup. Ballon d'Or. 2 Ballon d'Ors. Bro. You can't stop him. You can't stop. Best player of the year. Best player in Europe. You cannot stop him. You just can't. You go to the Golden Boy. Sevilla. Of course, Zelic. This is a little bit of an interesting thing because Zelic, it's a bit of odd company in there, Because you got Thomas Gomez, you got Baz Koch, who plays for Atletico Madrid and gave me a nightmare of a headache every single time. Harup, Ivan, Piscotti. Oh my gosh, they're so good. They're so good. They're simply so good. But yeah. And every single time after he'd won one of these awards, he'd go, "Oh, I'd like to dedicate this to Albin Skenderbeg." Bro, what a guy. And then, I was unemployed for a little bit after saying, yeah, you know what? I think it's time. Because we won too much. We won too much. Look at this, undefeated. And so then I go, all right, listen. I announced it in January. I announced it in February after the transfer window, and I go, listen, guys, this was a hard choice for me, but I think the time is right. I will not be renewing my contract here at Sevilla. And the board was already lining up a 5-year contract, and they're going, what? What's going on? And, in my speech, I'm like, listen, man, it was a brilliant time. I had some disagreements with the board. Now, the board didn't like that, because, in December, it was well-known knowledge that I had disagreements with the board. In December, I talked to the board for probably about the 10th time about please build a new stadium. I gave you $600 million. Please build a new stadium. I've grown our fan base a lot. Please build a new stadium. I want the revenue, because the only reason we're making money is because I'm selling these players for a lot more. Because, look at this. Look. If I go to Sevilla, I go to transfer history, all right? I go to, boom, look at these transfers out, transfers in. Bro, except for this season, but generally, I'm selling more than I'm putting in. Especially these last 2 seasons. And this is whenever I'm going hard for a stadium. These two, that pays for a solid chunk of a stadium, okay? But they're not hearing it. They're going, blah, 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 blah. Listen, we're the board. And I'm going, listen, man, if I'm not going to be listened to, if we're at the point where I'm not going to be listened to, I'm leaking this to the press. Because I got frustrated, frankly. I leaked to the press. The board was like, let's go in a meeting. I went in their meeting, and I was like, yeah, man. I leaked to the press, what you going to do? And they went, oh, we want to stay good relations to you. We want to, we'll put this behind us. But in my mind, the only thing that they could have said to keep me on board was saying, we will build a new stadium, all right? We will name it after Oscar. We will name it after Kakulovic, okay? I don't even care if they name it after me. I don't want them to name it after me. Name it after any legend that we have, okay? Name it after, just get a commercial agreement. I don't care. But we need a new stadium. And the board just doesn't want to see it, And we got a new board partway through my tenure. And ever since we got that board, there were just disagreements all over the place. Because, I don't know. Look at this stadium. 65,000 capacity. Good stadium. Good stadium, all right? Built in 1958. It's 2035, Look at Betis. Look at Real Betis. Built 2029. Very good condition. Perfect field condition. Ours is just very good. 81,000 capacity. We're getting mogged, man. This is a team that's finishing mid-table routinely. And they have a stadium with over 10,000, almost 20,000 more than what we have. We can't be willingly letting this fly, but we are, So I don't know what's up with that. No one listens to me. Nobody listens to me on this board. So I go, hey, man, to the fans, I love you. I will always be a fan of Sevilla. I will always have a vested interest in how this team is doing. I want to see them do well. And then I spent only a little bit of time, about a month, pondering my next move, and I decided to go to Atletico Mineiro, who, whenever I signed for them, I've only played 2 games for them so far. Whenever I signed for them, they were right here in 19th. This team was above us, and they're our partner who we send loans to. That's crazy. But hopefully I can lead them out. What my main goal is to sign very few players and to try and just rely on the youth. We'll see how that is in the Brazilian league whenever European teams can just snap them up. I might have to go to a French team after a couple years or something instead. Try to win something with this. But yeah, that's the current state of everything, really. There's a lot of cool things, Sevilla is now the number 1 developer of talent because of how many people I was buying and selling. Let me check who's in the Premier League. You have Derby, you have Leeds, You have West Brom. Ooh. Norwich. Ooh, is this peak EPL? I think this is peak EPL. That's nice. You got Southampton. Here, check this out. Defending champions Romania. You mean Dinka and Drajan? You mean that Romania? Yeah, I mean that Romania. Bro, look at this. All right. Turkey won the first World Cup. Turkey won the World Cup. I didn't even notice this. I wasn't even watching those games, okay? Because I'm managing in Brazil. I'm not thinking about the World Cup. England comes in. They beat Sweden. I wish that they didn't. It would have been awesome to see Sweden, to see Nordlander and Olsen, This guy. No, not that guy. Lindstrom? Yeah, Lindstrom used to play for Sevilla. I guess Olsen isn't playing for Sweden anymore. Oh, that's sad. Anyways, bro, and look at my boys. Okay, we have Guzman and Gomez playing here. That made me proud. We had Anthony over here. He was the World Cup best player vote. Like, he was voted World Cup best player. He was scoring every single game he was in. It was awesome to see. Romania, bro, this guy went insane. It was crazy. I was so happy for them. Winning the World Cup. That's what you gotta do, boys. That's what you gotta do. That's awesome. Let me check the Copa America. I don't think there's going to be any surprises there. Brazil, Argentina. European Football Championship. Yeah, no real surprises. The only surprises that come about are in the World Cup, apparently. Go to championship. But yeah, that's pretty much it for where we're at right now. I'm going to try and sort out the economics and just the state of this team because, the way the Brazilian league works. Look at how many players we have registered. We do not need this many players. I guarantee you. Especially if we're in the relegation zone, bro. We should cut this down maybe half, But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyways, thank you for listening. It's been a long rant. Hopefully anyone who wants to hear this hears it. But yeah, goodbye.